Good evening, guys. You know, it's not easy keeping up with all the news anymore. It used to be easy. Not these days. Not ever since the truth and the bugs and the rats and the snakes have been coming out of the woodwork. Let's start with, is Janet Yellen trying to trigger a recession for political purposes? Look, what isn't political anymore? It says here Trump might want to put a call into Janet Yellen. The Fed is supposed to be neutral, independent entity. However, oh, I gotta do this here quick. However, that myth went out the window when Bernanke gifted QE3 to Obama in 2012 to aid with the latter's re-election bid. Let me tell you something. It was way before that. Okay? Come on. This goes back. I mean, I'll never forget reading an article, and Clinton had just gotten elected or selected for the first time, and they took Clinton aside. And the way it goes is they told him, they said, look, the only way you're going to get reelected is if Greenspan puts you there. They said Greenspan dictates whether you get elected or not. And Clinton just went off. And he said, you mean that blankety Jew is going to determine whether I get, put back, and it's like, he was just fuming. He was just furious. And, of course, we all know that he got put in because of the fact that they rigged the election. And, they rigged the primary in his favor. So, but at the same time, if Greenspan at the time decided that he had had enough of Clinton, and Clinton wasn't smooching his old butt, well, he'd be out the door. In essence, Greenspan could have made it so difficult on him that they would not have put him back in. Greenspan at the time was the most powerful person in this country. That's how it worked. In fact, the old joke back then was, some little kid would go, Mommy, who's the most powerful person in the world? Alan Greenspan. Who's Alan Greenspan? Yeah, you know the rest. Anyway, so going over some other stuff here from Zero Hedge. Marine Le Pen, she said, I will introduce the new franc at a rate of 1-to-1 to the euro. Marine Le Pen told RTL Radio, would, that's not well written, introduce a franc at the rate of 1-to-1 to the euro and then allow it to fluctuate, despite previously saying that any new national currency would continue to be pegged to a basket of currencies. Let's see here. Cudmore calls it, the correction has started. Hey, we knew it was going to. We're talking about the markets here. Germany's chief prosecutor to start probe into WikiLeaks exposed Frankfurt cyber spy hub. It says the Germans are once again ticked off at the Americans over spying. Just a few years after Obama's infamous apology for hacking Merkel's phone, Germany's chief, like he was really sorry, yeah, right. Germany's chief federal prosecutor announced plans to carefully examine documents from WikiLeaks related to a secret CIA cyber spy hub in Frankfurt and will launch an investigation if it sees concrete indications of wrongdoing. In other words, if they get paid off, then they won't do anything. Otherwise, they're going to dig in. Whose banks are riskiest? Well, we know Deutsche is. Anyway, yeah, I wouldn't go into any of them. What else here? BlackRock to pay ex-Chancellor Osborne $800,000 for 4 days of work per month. Wonderful. One former UK Chancellor George Osborne, who, as was revealed today, will earn 650,000 lira, or nearly 800,000 per year, for working 4 days a month at BlackRock. Osborne also earned 786,000 last year in lira from giving 15 speeches, mostly to financial institutions. In other words, the guy must know the right people because they're just paying him off. That's what's going on. I mean, let's call it what it is. India, no toilets, but we'll send rockets into space. It says the worst losers were the worst, poorest people of the country, who are lucky if they have a toilet. 50% of Indians still relieve themselves out in the open. Hey, I'm out here in the country. Let's not be knocking that now. That's probably more info than you guys wanted. These hungry people have indeed been asked to celebrate that India has recently sent more than 100 satellites into space. I got to India, Pakistan. You're looking at two countries there that are just, a lot of these countries are really tough to do anything with. They're tough to govern. There's just so many different factions. My goodness. Let's see what else here. Stocks suffer longest losing streak since election as crude crashes. I told you it was going to. I mean, I hate to say I told you so, but anyway. Mega bears smell blood as REITs tumble. REITs are real estate investment trusts. There's been a steady drumbeat of negative reports from anchor retailers in the mall. No shit, Sherlock. As a result, when we keep hearing bad news, it adds to the impression that there is a problem in the mall. No shit. Do you think? Golly, 94 million people still out of work. You think they're not a problem? Yeah. You gotta wonder what these people think with, U.S. fertility rate at lowest point since records begin in 1909. That's because nobody has a job. Come on. Trump may deploy 1,000 troops to Kuwait to fight ISIS. As they say here, President Trump had made defeating ISIS one of the key goals of his presidency. And if Reuters sources are to be believed, the administration is weighing a deployment of up to 1,000 American soldiers to Kuwait to serve as a reserve force in the fight against Islamic State as U.S.-backed fighters accelerate the offensive in Syria and Iraq. The Pentagon has so far declined comment on the leak. And by the way, going back to the fertility rate, look, if you don't have a job, you don't want to have kids. That's how it goes. The most shocking revelation from the CIA spying scandal. It says privacy is no longer a Western value. Today, everything else is more important. Transgender bathrooms, silencing hate speech, forcing elementary school children to feel guilty about their white privilege, and political correctness in extremists. This is what dominates the social conversation now in the land of the free. It's going to change. That's all, folks. Y'all come back now, yeah? Guys, God bless y'all. Have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.